you can, instead of like a bank, using crypto as an asset to be able to save behind and leave behind for your kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't
I
do that
saw
with a
that
bank.
as a
You can't do that with a bank. Now you can put it in savings and think that you're gonna be able to save that or whatever, and pass it on or sign it over to somebody when you before you pass. And then even when you do that, everybody else is like, hold up, wait, before
wait.
you take it, let's see what you owe, or see what anybody else owes. We're gonna take that out of it first. Then you might be able to pick from it.
Mm-hmm.
Watching somebody, watching two couples live together their whole lives and being married, and then they were getting Social Security together, and he passed away mid month, and they literally took back his Social Security and said, "No, no, sorry, you can't have it." You know what I mean? It's just terror. It's like terrible.
That's right. I think what Trey is saying is there's a better way in the future that he sees of
Right, right.
not only saving in Social Security, but getting around that DeFi, making passive income. And I don't give a
Absolutely.
fuck how many nights we got to stay up and do a damn show. We'll talk about it until we get people where they can easily get into that passive income train, because I think that's where Reggie really, really shines with that bank idea is, yo, these
Absolutely.
people are getting jack shit on their savings, but Reggie's over here talking about 9% or something, right? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. But
That would be awesome.
mm-hmm. And then that coming back to the people, right? Something that's better than what is it? What is it? 401k, Medicaid. Those are kind of barely get by.
Yeah, right. And absolutely,
Mhm.
just being able to save something for my kids, and they know it's not going to be touched before I can give it to my kids.
Before you,
You know,
yeah, that they can get it
my debt
exactly.
should my debt shouldn't roll over to my kids. You know,
I like it. I like
that's
it.
why I like crypto. I'm able to leave something behind that they'll be able to hold on to.
That's right. Tangible
Uh,
assets.
Beautiful, Trey. Really beautiful.
Absolutely.
Props.
That's right. We saw that in that Toronto press conference they had with Shiba and the Shiba State, where it kind of was talked about. And that was one of the big things. It was like, now I don't know exactly how they would do that, but somebody got the death notification via their inheritance,
But
right?
I just say, hey, I don't mean to interrupt you, John, but at the same
No,
time,
please.
it almost seems simple because if you can leave your Facebook behind in someone else's hands, right? You
Yeah.
when you sign into Facebook, it asks you if you want to leave it to someone who can open it, blah blah blah. You
Right.
should almost just do that with your crypto
I see.
instead of
Maybe
leaving
they're looking into a
instead
future
of leaving
scenario.
behind some yeah instead of leaving behind some notepad with seed phrase to your wallet, and the kids are like, "What
Exactly,
is
bro.
this?" They got to do
Exactly.
a whole treasure. They got to do a whole treasure hunt to find out what this seed phrase goes to.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
That's amazing. I was just curious how they got that, how that was the first notification, right? Like, did maybe they were using a future scenario where the guy's heart stopped, where, but he didn't take his Apple Watch off, but his damn heart stopped, and then boom, his money went. Don't
yeah, I
know.
don't know. In the real world, it probably wouldn't be that quick because
There you go.
even with inheritance and everything, it's a probate for a year. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have nobody can touch anything. I don't care who it's signed to. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
See, I think there's a new way of in this blockchain because, and I don't know much about probate, so I'm not going to claim to, but to get around
right?
some of that, and that girl being notified of her dad's death, let's just say by getting her inheritance, maybe it's not going to be that quick. It probably won't, right? But if we can get around that probate and we can get around that year, think about that year, what it does to people sometimes, makes them fight and argue and scream and yell and cuss
Right,
about real estate and material things. Be
right.
really nice because it'll be in a trustless system where did he die? Yes or no? Okay, boom, let it go.
I get that, but in America, like I'm not trying to talk down on that. We're trying to figure out how it would happen. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
in an everyday thing, it would have to be tied to your social security number for it to be an instant thing like that. And even then, it would take a few days, but it
yeah.
would be an instant thing on that social security, knowing that that person has passed away. It would have to be instant for that to happen, unless someone in the family is advised of what you have and they have access to it. Then you wouldn't have to worry about none of that. You know what I mean? For
Mm-hmm.
the social security number or none of that. they would already be notified. So you'd have to pregame somebody about it and let them know, look, or have it in your will, you know.
That's what I think it comes down to is a will, something like a
Yes.
will on the blockchain. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, that's what struck me in that video. That was the only thing that struck me like strong. I was like, you know what? This is what it's all about, though, too.
It's pretty neat. Do
It's
you
not so
think?
much about getting rich quick and filling that pocket. It's about what I can leave behind for these kids, too.
Let me ask y'all a question. It's kind of like a social security number. In that kind of system, is your wallet address your social security number almost? Does it become that in the future, Barbie? Do you see? I know you've been working a lot on the Shibas inside of it, the statehood of it. And do you think a wallet address is something like a social security in the future? Do you think social security may be replaced in this system, or would it just be a wallet address?
Well, I think the social security number will vanish because it won't have any hold. Because the idea of decentralization means no taxation. So who's going to
Right.
tax you? The citizen of the state is not going to tax you anymore. So far as the address is concerned of the wallet, that's how I was kind of thinking as Trey was talking about, what would happen on the day of death. The wallet would actually send it to the other person's wallet.
Right.
Or the wallet would transfer to the person, and then that person would be able to have access to it. I was thinking about what he was saying, but I'm not sure how that would really line up. But so far as social security numbers, that'll be something of the past if decentralization really takes on roots.
That's great. That's really great to hear. I'm glad to be a part of this change with you guys.
I agree, John. It's really such a opportunity. I'm so thankful.
Yes, ma'am.
Trey,
All
it's interesting. It's interesting, Trey, your point of view on this whole thing. I know that you work a very dangerous job, and to see your heart constantly talking about what I want to leave behind is just admirable. Thank you for sharing that
Right.
with us.
Oh, no, absolutely. Thank you. But, like, you think about it. Like, I don't know. I'm 38. I still have not done a will. Maybe I should. What age do you do one? But, even at somebody our age, and we all, time comes for you, it comes for you. But there could be money left behind that you can never touch or be able to use again.
right. That's right. It
And
could be locked away I think there's a third party opportunity there, and something maybe in that banking industry, but definitely in that whole probate or
or
will.
even if they could just develop a wallet, right? That holds that in there, that we'll call it a will wallet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be able to
Mm-hmm.
hold that certain amounts of funds that you put in it, and you sign it over a certain person's name, and maybe it can be connected to a social security. Then, you know what I mean? That way, it does go directly to them, and they don't necessarily have to have a wallet. They can just say, "Hey, this is passed to you through that certain social security name or social security number or name," and then you can maybe leave them uh, a manual on how to do everything and get set up and to be able to put that in their wallet or create the wallet that you have it transferred to that wallet.
I think
Or
a common
it's already
wallet
there.
is, I think the everything app and the super app, that's their plan to be that commonality wallet that anybody can hold, and which is great because that's what we really want. And hopefully that's what this new L2 is about. Doing everything on the blockchain so it's nice and ledgered, let's just say, secure in the fact of the information is secure.
Right.
I can't remember where the hell I was going with that.
Dropped off on that. It's all right. We know where you're going with it.
Oh shit. I don't even know what I was saying.
Well, the X wallet will be interesting to see when that gets rolled out.
The X wallet. Yeah. Let's do a little segment. Let's stop right